Revolution in freedom-based investing begins here, with Founders Group Worldwide. It started with Bitcoin Ben, an ex-truck driver who saw that Bitcoin could power liberty itself through its technology. An amazing network was built, and a growing community to create Founders Group Worldwide, a venture capital network for freedom, transparency, and opportunity across America and the world. Here, you, the member, are the heart and soul of the venture capital. They review, vote, and fund the ventures that shape tomorrow's decentralized economy. From oil to Bitcoin mining, transforming energy into digital wealth. Even flare gas becomes value. Energy reborn as Bitcoin. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Clubs, where Bitcoin and blockchain innovation meets opportunity. Connecting visionaries across the world. Resorts, tangible assets that create lifestyle and return. Where investment meets experience. Real estate, building the foundations of decentralized wealth. Secured by blockchain and powered by vision. Rooted in liberty, driven by community, protected by a private membership association. Pick up the phone and call 562-526-0813, extension 7, or visit foundersgroupworldwide.com. Join the Founders Group. The new rich revolution begins now.
And we are live. Welcome to the show, folks. It's Friday. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know I did. It's one of those holidays where I basically just want turkey and some stuffing. I'm a freak for stovetop classic stuffing. It ain't fancy. You add water, you add a little bit of butter, and you're good to go. Okay, so I hope everyone had a great, wonderful Thanksgiving. Now, from now on, every Friday, I'm going to have a Future Friday because we're reaching a point where AI, robotics, and the whole world is going to change and is changing as we speak. I have a few clips that I want to roll through and explain exactly what we're looking at. All right, one of the first ones is a little conversation how AI is going to solve math. Now, you may say, what do you mean solve math? Well, let me just play this quick little clip here, and they'll jump in and kind of give you an overall layout or a general layout of what that means. Hang on one second. Let me add this in here real quick. Let me shrink myself. Open this up. All right. Here we go. Let me mute myself real quick.
But hey, I'm sure you're busy.
Yeah, it's been an exciting week. I think arguably, and we'll get to it, one of the most exciting developments of the past week-ish was the solution of math. I would argue that we now have clear line of sight to solving all of math, or substantially all of math as we understand it in 2025 now with AI.
Which then topples physics and chemistry and biology. And what did you say to me? We're gonna have an accelerated play of Star Trek. It's like it's all going to be happening.
We're speed running Star Trek over the next 10 years. It's not the 24th century. It's more like 2035.
Crazy. All right. So hold on to your seats, everybody.
So the future is collapsing into the present, basically.
Linear versus exponential, Salim.
Yeah. Seriously. All right. I added some slides here at the beginning to talk about the speed of change, because I want everyone to understand this. And we'll begin with this image here, which is the AI. The adoption of AI is now 8 times faster than we saw with the internet years, right? So we went from 0 to 200 million users in AI in 1/8 the time it took for us to get there in the internet years. Any comments on this?
Well, this slide is understated too. That's showing ChatGPT alone against the entire internet. And so if you include Gemini and the other engines, it's well over 1 billion on that left chart. So yeah, it's even more acute than this chart makes it look.
I think this is likely to be in keeping with the notion that this is the slowest that things are likely to be for some time to come. This is actually still pretty slow. It maybe.
All right. Now, if you guys have never watched the show Moonshots, these are, well, let's be honest, they're basically a bunch of billionaires who are excited about the advancement of AI, robotics, robo-taxis. Now, once in a while, you'll hear them kind of go, yeah, a lot of people are going to lose their job. But don't worry, we'll have universal basic income. Oh, gee, fucking thanks. This is absolutely these. Yes, he's friends with Saylor and Elon. Yes, this is all moving along very, very quickly, because we have about a 2-year opportunity to create our own networks, because I've said this before, and this is more important than ever before, because you have the opportunity to join a network, whatever network you are passionate about. Like me, my network revolves around America and freedom. That's what my actual goal is. And everyone is going to have a network. Because if you don't have a network, you have, and this is going to sound weird, but some of you have heard me talk about this. Everyone in the near future will actually be an entrepreneur. Everyone. And you'll own robots. Here's an example. You head out and you actually buy a robot, and it will cost you maybe $20,000 or $25,000, approximately $400 a month. All right, if you finance it, you could rent out your robot to your neighbors for work. Yes, your neighbor who has always fucking borrowed your tools, now you can charge him to actually borrow a tool, which is your robot. And this is where we are going, guys. This is where we are going, and we are going quickly. Yeah, it's we have Crypto Sherpa out in California. Speaking robots, I checked out some Tesla robots today at the Tesla restaurant. And did it kind of freak you out, or was it cool? Was it looking and going, holy shit? Did it really open your eyes and go, fuck? Because we have to realize, guys, right now we have about 8 billion humans on Earth. 8 billion, right? We are going to add robots to that. And as the elites call it, you erase the human lag. Now, what is the human lag? It's us actually being born. Didn't we grow up? You have about an 18 to 23 year lag, of a human who is actually usable, laborable, let's say. Everything you and I, when we were younger, we worked jobs that were basically, low-level jobs. When I was younger, I worked at a Dairy Queen, and I was a cook, right? And I worked there for probably a year and a half or 2 years. Now, mind you, this was when working age in St. Louis, I think it was like 14. So now prior to that, I worked illegally at an oil change place where I changed oil. And hell, I worked at that place before I was 14. I think it was maybe 13 years old, and I changed oil there. And because I was a little bit underage, they'd let me work at night. So I change oil or transmission fluids, alternators, easy shit, brakes or something like that. Well, that all goes away. Youth labor is going to be replaced with AI and robots. It's because why would you hire a whiny ass little teenager who all he or she really gives a shit about is actually like hanging out with their friends or like going online, playing games on whatever the fuck they play games on? And why would you hire them when you can get a Rosie the robot who can do the job? No bitching, no complaining, no health insurance, no. These robots right now are $3 an hour. $3 an hour. Now, at this point, just like they said on that clip, this is the dumbest the robots will be. This is the slowest the robots will be. They're only going to improve from here on out. Here, let me show you another clip of a new group of, right? This is new robots over in China. They already have 25,000 of these made. So let me switch screens. Here we go, right there. Let me bring this bad boy up. I mean, check. Now, of course, this is written in Chinese, so I have no idea what the fuck they're saying. Let's just give this a watch real quick. It's relatively short. These things change their own batteries. And these are warehouse robots. Your home robot is not going to have that option, at least not initially. And yours at home or your employee robot, I don't even know what the fuck we're going to call them. Are we going to call them like employ bots, something like that? They are going to work for you, and you can rent them out to your neighbor. Or let's say your HOA offers once a week, a robot swings by and cleans up your house. That's it. And it's actually part of your HOA. And HOAs, cutting grass, you're done with that. Why would you have a employee or a company come out and cut your grass? They have lawnmowers that are robots. They basically cut your grass using AI, and that's it. It just, you don't have any people, you don't have nothing. It's just a robot AI that cuts your grass. Why would your HOA, why would they pay for a company that is, out there employing people? Because let's put it this way. I read that a electric lawnmower, a robot AI electric lawnmower cost is about $2 an hour. Right? And that's the most expensive it's going to be. That's what's crazy, is all of these are as expensive as they're going to be. The price is only going to drop, folks. All of this, the price is only going to drop. And as it drops, you'll have your yard cut all friggin' month, and then it will run you like $8 or $4. It's prices are going to collapse. We are going to have deflation like no one's ever seen, because especially here in America, because if you own a robot and you're leasing it out to your neighbors, and then as you're leasing it out to your neighbors, another neighbor actually buys another robot and offers it for like $4 an hour. And then you have companies who just have fleets of robots. Random use robots, general use robots. It's literally incredible how much labor. Think about this, folks. What if you hire, let's say, and I'm using HOAs as example. Let's say you are the head honcho of the HOA, and you hire a robotics maintenance company where they don't have employees. They just have robots that come to your subdivision, and they handle everything. They trim all the bushes, they cut the grass, they handle whatever. And mark my words, folks, Tesla, their hands on their robots, you're going to have a general knowledge. Because remember, you aren't going to have a separate robot that handles your AC unit, that does all the maintenance on AC units. You're not going to have a separate robot for that. The AC robot, the plumber robot, will actually be the exact same robot that cleans your pool or your hot tub or cuts your grass or whatever. And I know a lot of people who are truly like, oh, I'm never gonna buy a robot. Hell no, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna buy no robot. That's what my grandfather and my dad fucking said about a cell phone. They're like, I ain't never gonna buy no cell phone. People get a hold of me, sons of bitches. No, my dad had a cell. Now, mind you, it was a flip phone, but it's he eventually used a cell phone, right? We can't even let's remember the original cell phones, all right? You just called people. That was it. You just called people. Then we got an iPhone, and everyone's like, ooh. And then we got applications, which turned your cell phone into a flashlight, into a calculator, into an app where you could order a car to swing over and pick you up, into you online banking, you blah, blah, blah. So the initial technology of the cell phone was very limited. You know, it's like a ring, ring. Hey, Bob, how are you? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just calling you on my cell phone. As these robots roll out, I mean, AI itself, I was watching an episode earlier where we're having people who are using AI for really good things. And there's also people that are getting fucked up with AI. I mean, we've had suicides of people because of AI. And this is, when we think of this, we think of connecting and reaching out to our friends. We're on social media. We're out there talking to people. Well, we're reaching a point where the legitimacy of a digital relationship is reaching a point in our culture where it's just natural. I mean, everyone watching, you know, someone or some young person who plays video. Hell, it might be you who plays video games all the time. Well, you have relationships with friends online. You know, you have whoever, your gang or whatever in the game. And I don't know how it works really, because I really don't do it. But if you have a group of friends online that you've never met, what you'll lend that relationship credibility to an AI. Why won't you have an AI, relationship? All right, here's a great example. It's fucking dogs. Right? For years, dogs were just hunting tools. That's it. No one had a pet dog. No one let the dog in the fucking house. They were for hunting. You use them for hunting. Or you use them for sleds and shit. Now we have dogs and cats are just very commonplace in people's houses. You know, when I was younger, we had a lot of dogs. The majority of them were outside. You know, just had that's a fucking dog out there. Now we have dog health insurance. We have dogs replacing children. Why? Right? And we've all heard it. I've even done it. Had a conversation with your friggin' dog like the dog knows what the fuck you're talking about. And you'll overlay your own voice as you're having a conversation with the dog. So you'll say, "Oh, hello, Fluffy. How are you?" "Oh, Daddy's girl. I'm doing fine, Daddy." "Yeah, my little girl." You're sitting there having a separate entity conversation with yourself. Why is it? Because humans humanize everything. It's why we have cartoons. All right? Let's think about this. A perfect example, Mighty Mouse, or I'm sorry, what's his name? Mickey Mouse? Yeah, Mickey Mouse was a fucking mouse that acted like a human. We humanized a drawing of a fucking mouse. And now we have psychopaths all over the fucking world who come to Disney World to react in imaginary fantasy. And a lot of them are adults. Like, they don't bring kids with them. They're just adults that go to Disney World. We humanize and we fantasize everything. Everything is human fantasy. And mark my words, guys. Mark my word. When you have a robot that generally looks human, you will treat it like a human. You will. It's just how we are programmed, all right? Yeah, hey, you ain't wrong, brother. We can probably use AI to decipher dog language soon. Yes. Yeah. They're already doing it with dolphins. Look it up. I ain't fucking joking with you. They've already reached a point where they can translate whale conversations. Google that shit. That's where we're reaching. We are reaching a point. I mean, I watched a show or a documentary yesterday or the day before, I don't remember, where they're using MRI or I think it's called fMRI. And they are literally able to tell you what, or show you screens or like pictures from your dreams. They can pull the image out of your head and put it on a screen. Why? Because it's just energy. What we look at as, oh, we're having a conversation and I'm sitting here talking to myself. That's all of those images, all of language, all of this is just electricity sending out certain frequency waves to certain areas of your brain. Well, if it's a frequency, if there is a brain language, which there is, right? That's how your brain communicates with other parts of your body using language and chemicals. And chemicals are just language. It's just code. That's what your DNA is. It's just code. Once we crack the language, thank you. Let's see. fMRI is functional MRI, shows blood flow frequency. Yeah. We're entering into a whole new world. A lot of the shit we're learning, they knew thousands of years ago. It's just let's just say this. We replaced magic with science, and now science is realizing, fuck, magic was right. Damn. Oops. But that's where we're at, folks, where we can now scientifically prove magic. All right, let's see. All right. Oh, something else I wanted to bring up. I'm going to try and make this episode, well, not as long as usual, but I wanted to bring this up because I've said it for years. This is Trump's goal, right? Trump was actually being interviewed, and he was explaining how, well, using the tariffs, we can eliminate taxes, federal taxes on employment. We can eliminate employment tax. I've said this for almost 10 years now on this show. That's the goal. And you actually say, well, hey there, Bitcoin Ben, how do you know that that's where Trump's going? Dude, years ago, I went through all of Trump's text on X. Right? That some of it's been on X for a bit now. All right. When you read what he used to write and what he used to say, you can get like a vision of his mindset. He has been saying this for years about tariffs. Hey, we could use tariffs and get rid of labor tax. He's been saying that since the fucking 80s, man. This is not new. This is not him just, hang on a second. Oh, yeah, we might be able to replace labor tax with tariffs. That's how our country was founded. It was founded on tariffs. And with AI and robotics, this is going to be so crazy, guys. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up so you don't think I'm totally full of shit on this. All right. Oh, there we go. Share. Pull this up. Put me to the side. All right. Let me mute my mic.
For the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years, and many years they've just been ripping us to shreds. For the next couple of years, I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet other countries.
See, this is where we're going, right? We have so many labor producers now. When I say labor producers, I'm talking AI. I am talking robotics, because the government knows, and everyone in the Elon knows, that this technology is going to lead to massive deflation. All right, massive deflation. And we have to prepare for that. All right, this is why I say everyone needs to join a network. Everyone needs to join a community. And when I say join a community, you own part of the community. You own a piece of the community. That's why I have set up my companies the way I have. Because this whole idea of you're going to work for someone else, You need to get that the fuck out of your head. You're going to be an entrepreneur. Now, how are you going to be an entrepreneur? I have to set ourselves up for this new future, which means getting involved with companies that are decentralized. That's what I've set all of my companies up as decentralized, where the members own them. And using blockchain technology, that's your community. And you're actually paid out with the profits of the community and the services that the community provides. Because one of the areas of the economy that's going to be totally fucking disrupted is banking. That's why I went and I bought a credit union in El Salvador, because it's shifting. It's shifting away from the old system. And the old system had employees. The new systems are just going to have protocols, but they're going to need one-on-one trusted. Nobody trusts JP Morgan, right? We are going to have community banks. That's what Private Key Capital Credit Union is. It's a community bank. For what community? For those who agree with our philosophy. If you believe in freedom, liberty, and cryptocurrencies, you're going to use Private Key Bank because it rewards you for being in the community. That's why we actually took the old structure of a credit union and we digitized it. And we are implementing the new system that we are creating. That's what we are doing. You and I, we're already in this digital world. We just had Thanksgiving. How many of you even mentioned the word Bitcoin at Thanksgiving? Some of you may have, right? We're so early in this transition. We have friends, we have family members who think that this is just another point in history. They don't realize the agenda of Trump. They don't realize the average person, mind you, this is who I'm talking about. They don't realize Trump's agenda is to get rid of employment tax on the federal level, because we're reaching a point technologically that labor is going to hit depression, or the price of labor is going to crash. How can you have an employment tax when you're losing human labor to AI and robotics? Then what has value? If labor loses value, if knowledge loses value, is we have AI. Why would you hire a person when you can just ask an AI just to produce a code, and voila, you have a website that works like it's fucking no problem at all. It's super great. Why would you hire? You wouldn't. So what is the replacement for that? What are people going to focus on? And this is where I come right back to community. Humans are going to have a lot more leisure time. Now, we are not good at leisure time, right? Humans like to work. What we're switching to is you not working for some random fucking guy. You're working for your community. That's what my job is. I work for my community. I work for the freedom community. I work for the Bitcoin community. I work for the crypto community. I'm an early employer of the community economy. I'm an early employee of the community economy. That's why I'm setting up our resort in El Salvador. Just closed on it last week or the week before, right? And it's getting remodeled, which pretty soon you guys are going to be able to actually get tickets to the resort. And what is that resort's, what is its theme? Freedom and Bitcoin and cryptos and liberty and freedom. It's just, it's what you love in a resort. Why? It's a pro freedom. I don't give a shit what happens. My resort will never make people wear masks. Fuck off. Because we have to take over the old system. And there will be people who live in California, majorly, that are going to like the old system being the boss. Right? We already have AI government officials over in Europe. I think it's in Europe. An AI representative. Do you want an AI representative? Fuck the fuck no. I barely want a human representative. Why the fuck would I want an AI representative? Right? This is all right. We are having a global civil war. Let me explain. There are so many different cultures, so many different points of view, so many different loyalties and beliefs and religions. We are having a digital civil war where these communities are going to have to separate. Because if they don't separate, they're going to go to war and they're going to destroy each other. Because I am creating a freedom economy where if you value freedom, cryptos, freedom, I'll just say freedom. If you value freedom, and I mean freedom for all, hey, if you want to be a transgendered, I don't know, fucking midget out in California with one leg, and that's your thing, go ahead, enjoy, have fun. Am I going to sit and hold a flag for you and say, hey, I love the transgendered small people with one leg society? No. But I will recognize their freedom to do that. I've always said you have to value other people's freedom to be stupid. That's just what you have to do, right? Because you can't argue someone out of stupidity. You can't, because they're stupid, right? And we have to accept that there's just going to be stupid people. And our goal is to stay away from the stupid people. So we'll join communities that agree with us. And this will be a global movement. I have a lot of viewers in Australia. I mean, you guys have to remember, I'm on almost 40 platforms, I think. I don't remember the exact number, but I'm on a lot of fucking platforms. So those of you watching me on YouTube, because of the algorithm, that's one of my lowest viewing platforms. Because YouTube, well, this is YouTube channel number 5. YouTube's not a fan of me. So they don't really let me grow on YouTube. But I'm on a bunch of other platforms that do. Rumble, X, shit, I don't even remember all the friggin' platforms. Sherpa does. It's freedom is the key. Absolute and utter freedom. And how do you set up for this? Easy. You join a freedom community. I mean, in the old, all right, here's a great example. My grandfather and my dad were a member of the Knights of Columbus. Right? Oh my God, I won't even go down the road of how much shit I had to go to with my dad for Knights of Columbus and my grandfather. That was their community, and church. So Knights of Columbus and the church, that was their community, all right? They invested in that community. They helped the other members of that community. It was like, oh, hey, Johnny's looking for a job. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, let me ask around down at the Knights of Columbus. That was their community. And they helped their community. That's what we are going to do and what we are doing. Like, if you're going to go to a sunny resort with some pools and amazing food, our resort has an on-site restaurant. And this ain't none of that sandals kind of iffy shit food. I've been to several sandals. Very few of them have really legit good food. All right. They might be, you may think it's good food because you're on like vacation mindset, but it ain't. Mine, the resort we have, the food is frigging amazing. Shrimp, half the size of your head. I mean, this is where the world's going. We're having a civil war of cultural societies. The left is going to have whatever that fucking app is, blue something, blue eyes or blue, I don't remember. I'm on there. I wonder how many views I get on blue eyes or whatever the fuck you call it. But that's that. Oh, okay. Blue sky. Thank you, brother. All right. That's the left's X. All right. Okay, good job. Well, X is more freedom-based because the leader of X values freedom. So it's more free on X. there's a reason that over the last 250 years and earlier, that so many people have come to America because they had opportunity, they had freedom, they could establish a community. Look at every major city. Look at St. Louis. We have the Hill, which is the Italians. We have German. We have German, Italian, African American. We got like every friggin' culture has their own little area of St. Louis, like little Chinatown and all this thing. Because little Chinese want to live around little Chinese. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the same language, it's the same culture. Voila, you're good to go. You don't have neighborhood, conflict. Well, that structure is moving into the global world, the global online world, the digital communities, like all over the place. Right? There is a Japanese Facebook. There's an English Facebook. There's all these communities. I mean, have you looked at Facebook yet? I guarantee if you go on Facebook, there's a community of people who love pet rats or something. I don't know, or snakes, or hey, I collect old shoes or something, or I collect hats, or I collect ink pens, like Ink Pen Lovers of America fucking Facebook group. Everyone, this is the opportunity for people to be the most honest with themselves. Where if you're an ink pen lover secretly, you don't tell anybody because you don't want to be known as the ink pen guy. You can now fly your ink pen flag fucking with pride, and you can join your ink pen community, and your group can love the fuck out of ink pens. Or if you love Quick Trip coffee, I should check that. Is there a Quick Trip coffee community group on Facebook where we all oh, and this cup is not as good as the old ones. I like the old cups better than the new cups and the lids, where there are people bitching about Quick Trip or congratulating Quick Trip. I guarantee there's a Red Bull community on Facebook or on X or on whatever other social. I guarantee there's a Red Bull channel on YouTube where people are like, oh yeah, have you tried that new? The fucking on TikTok, you got all kinds of fucking weirdos on fucking. I just said, what was TikTok? Yeah, TikTok. You got communities for everything on TikTok. Type in the weirdest hashtag you can think of. Like white guys looking for fishing in Alaska. I don't know. You'll find a fucking group there. You'll find a hashtag where there are white guys looking to go up and go fishing in Alaska. I don't know if it's white guys, but it's a group of people wanting to go fishing up in Alaska. And there's a company up in Alaska who is in that community. They're like, we provide fishing up in Alaska. Ooh, that's my shit. I'm a closet Alaska fishing guy. I want to fly my Alaska fishing flag high. It's rainbow trout. This is the future, guys. We're all moving towards a community. A lot of us are already in it. Like, you guys are in my friggin' community. I'm in your friggin' community. And those of you who watch my show who aren't in cryptocurrencies, but you like that I like freedom, you think I'm a little funny, maybe because I'm so damn sexy. I mean, I don't blame you. But you're choosing a community because the new currency is human attention. All right. Human attention is the new currency. And that's where value will reside, in human attention. It's cheers to the future. All right. I said this would be a shorter video than usual, and I lied. So we're almost at an hour, and we are going to wrap this up. Now, if you want more information on how to join the community of freedom and cryptos and Second Amendment and all that, give us a call, 941-391-3882. All right. This is for the Founders Group Venture Capital Fund. This is where we invest in hotels, we invest in banks, we invest, well, now, not really banks. There's like some legalese there with venture capital and banks. You can't really do it. But resorts, like I said last week, guys, in El Salvador, I and our group, we are going to build houses in El Salvador. So if you're a member of the community, you can own part of a house in El Salvador, and you can get paid to own it, because it will actually be part of our resort commune, where you can either hang out at the resort, or if you like, we have these beautiful houses that we just actually built, and this is how much houses are. Because we have to have a community. Think of Sandals Resorts, except about freedom, cryptos, liberty, and damn good food. There we go. All right, guys and gals, everyone have a great day. Once again, if you're interested, give us a call, 941-391-3882, or go to, I have a link under here. I think it's actually www.bbccshares.com, and look and check it out there. All right, everyone have a damn good weekend and enjoy yourselves. And remember, Friday is your day. Saturday is your day. Sunday is your day. And so is every other day of the week. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you guys on Monday. Love you guys. Bye-bye.
A revolution in freedom-based investing begins here, with Founders Group Worldwide. It started with Bitcoin Ben, an ex-truck driver who saw that Bitcoin could power liberty itself through its technology. An amazing network was built, and a growing community to create Founders Group Worldwide, a venture capital network for freedom, transparency, and opportunity across America and the world. Here, you, the member, are the heart and soul of the venture capital. They review, vote, and fund the ventures that shape tomorrow's decentralized economy. From oil to Bitcoin mining, transforming energy into digital wealth. Even flare gas becomes value. Energy reborn as Bitcoin. Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Clubs, where Bitcoin and blockchain innovation meets opportunity. Connecting visionaries across the world. Resorts, tangible assets that create lifestyle and return. Where investment meets experience. Real estate, building the foundations of decentralized wealth. Secured by blockchain and powered by vision. Rooted in liberty, driven by community, protected by a private membership association. Pick up the phone and call 562-526-0813, extension 7, or visit foundersgroupworldwide.com. Join the Founders Group. The new rich revolution begins now.